Hello, 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 everyone. You guys miss me? This is Jeremiah Davis, the funding coach, and this is the business source. I'm coming to you back live in the new year. Um, and yeah, well, doesn't look like 2020 went home yet from the party. So uh, somebody please come get 2020 and take them home and don't ever bring them back again. Um, So today, what we're going to talk about tips to monetize your idea. Now, I get so many people calling me every week, and they have an idea or something, and they haven't connected the dots of how to monetize that, right? And there's a lot of steps to be an entrepreneur. And quite frankly, that's how this country and a lot of things were built. They start with an idea. It starts with an idea. Everything, electricity was an idea. The train was an idea. The airplane was an idea. Um, all the things that we use, the internet was an idea. The telephone, the cell phone was an idea. So your idea has the potential to make you very wealthy. Okay. Even if it's a new approach on another idea, improving an old idea can make you a millionaire. And, uh, and I call it, gift from God or, the universe or whatever you want to call it. But taking that idea and figuring out how to monetize it and figuring out who wants it, who wants to buy it. All right. And just so you guys know, the unique thing about me is all my products and services are not tangible. Okay. For those who don't know, I own Davis Thorpe and Associates, which is my business consulting firm, coaching and consulting. I own Business Funding Now, which is my funding brokerage company. I also own Thorpe TV, which is my streaming TV app. You can download it on Android, your what you call it thing, Amazon, Amazon Fire Stick, and it does have the iOS app as well, just not the logo, but the service. Now, I'm working on that. So, but all these things you can't hold them. You can't hold them like this and say, "Hey, I bought this." But there are services that people need. So that's what I'm saying. Your idea is it helping somebody? Is it solving a problem? Then you can sell it. That's what I'm talking about. Is there a demand for it? Then you can sell it. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys some examples of how to take an idea and turn it into a business. Okay. Look at what's happening right now. Right. We got COVID. We got Washington D.C. politics. All these things. Right. But I'm not going to talk about any of that. There is more business growth now in chaos than it has been in a while, right? More people become entrepreneurs now than they have been. All right. And there's a lot of products and services. Take this, the virtual coaching, not business coaching. It's more like life coaching. It's about physical, personal trainers, things like that. The food delivery services. Um, yeah, you're paying for food, but you're paying for the service for your favorite restaurant that doesn't normally deliver for somebody else to go pick it up and deliver it to you. That was an idea that became a multi-million dollar business. Okay, this is a train of thought, right? The train of thought you need to get on is like, okay, how do I package my idea into a deliverable service or product? Okay, as well in conjunction with that, who wants it? Who is your target audience? Who are you selling this service to, right? And I mean, you can go to each spectrum of the um, thing here as far as who's going to buy it, right? You can niche it down to a specific demographic, or you can try to, go all out and sell it to everybody. Well, that's a little harder to do. All right. Usually you have to start with your local market or your local circle, family and friends, community, things of that nature, and you expand, right? Most of these stores and franchises, restaurants started with one. Walmart was one store. Now they're thousands of stores all over the country. So, and as well as grocery stores or Radio Shack. It's gone now, but at one time it was an idea to deliver a product to a community, but it started with one. So that's the same thing I'm trying to tell you is don't. I mean, you can shoot for the moon, hope to reach the stars, but compartmentalizing your idea and your deliverable service to your immediate audience is most likely and most effectively when it's local to your community, your family and friends, your neighbors, your hometown, what have you. Okay, and as they expand, your customers expand. Okay, so because if you try to expand it to everybody at one time, it's going to be overwhelming. Plus, you have to have the infrastructure to deliver it. I always teach my clients, are you ready for 10 clients or 1,000 clients, right? And I didn't invent that. I got that from my coaches and my friends that are successful. You have to start somewhere, but you build for where you want to go. Okay, so you should be building to handle 1,000 customers. All right, if you don't not only have 10, but the infrastructure is ready for 1,000. Okay, so then when you do get 1,000, you're not overwhelmed. You already got everything in place to handle that volume of clientele. Okay, now let's see if we can get into ideal and how to monetize it. Okay, so here we go. My cousin, I'm gonna use my cousin as an example because it's a real conversation, real life, application. He loves basketball. He's been coaching basketball for pretty much our whole life, right? He's about 2 or 3 years older than I am, but he's still very physical and very athletic and knows basketball, knows the fundamentals of basketball, right? And he's tried a number of different things, like he was doing like one of those coaching apps, right? Where you put your resume on a coaching app and then people go to the app and they find a coach in the local area. There's different similar products like that. But all it is an idea right now, right? So we had the conversations about, okay, who's the target audience? And most likely it's your nuclear family, right? The mom and dad work, they live in a Nashville area, they got long commutes, but the kids want to play basketball and they're not getting picked for the team, so they need to improve their skills. So, okay, so now we got the target audience, then we got, or even the single parent, right, that's working and raising their children. But that's a target audience, okay? Now you got to deliver your services either in the evening after the parent gets off work, or you have to go to the location near the child if that's something that they're willing to do. My point is you have to work out the logistics. And working out the logistics, you're going to calculate the cost, how much you're going to charge, right? And I use this standard formula for all businesses, right? I don't care if it's a food truck or it's a dump truck, whatever your cost is, right? Let's just use. I'm gonna get back to the basketball in a second. I'm using this as an analogy. A restaurant, McDonald's. McDonald's knows exactly how much the bun costs, how much the patty costs, how much a squeeze of ketchup costs, the squeeze of mustard costs, the pickle and the onion, right? The wrapper, right? The fries, the small fry with the bag, and the bag, delivered, the drink, the cup, the lid, and the straw. So all that costs $1, hypothetically, for them. And they sell it for $3, hypothetically. So my point being is, whatever your overhead is needs to be multiplied by a minimum of 3. 4 is really good. Okay, so if you can multiply your product or service cost overhead by 4, you're going to make double the profit, right? Because the first portion is to cover the cost. The second is the overhead, say employees, say automation systems, software, email drip campaign, things like that. And then the third is your profit. But if you got the fourth option, so if you got your product cost you $1 to create and you sell it for $4, you're going to make a $2 profit. Okay, and that applies to any type of business, whether it be a restaurant, whether it be car washing services, oil changing services, whatever the case is, you can use that model as a guideline. Okay. Now, obviously, if your cost is high, say your cost is $5 to deliver that product or service, is it worth $15 or $20 to sell? This is where the thinking comes in. This is where you have to figure out, can I sell this for 3 to 5 times, given my cost? Or you have to figure out how to lower your cost and still make a profit. And those are the things that most people don't talk about, but it's fundamentals. It's business essentials, 101. You got to know what your overhead costs so you can charge your prices. Now, if it's a service, you still need to do the same thing, right? Services. I see a lot of people. I'll use credit repair because that's where I do a lot of business in the credit repair industry. But when you're charging, 50, 60, 70 bucks for your product, for your service, you're not calculating all your overhead in that. If it's costing you, say $4 or $5 just to mail 3 letters, right? If it's $1 a letter, but you got the envelope, you got the paper, you got the stamp. All right. If you're using a software like LetterStream, there's that too. Not to mention your time and your energy. Not to mention your CRM, your software. So you should really try to break that down. All the costs. Does it cost you from your time and your energy and your software and all the tools you need to generate a letter to calculate your pricing? Okay. So back to the basketball. So I'm talking to my cousin. I'm telling him, okay, so what do you want to charge? He's like, well, I mean, $50 an hour. I'm like, okay. So how much is it going to cost? Are you can get gas money to get to these locations that you got to go meet the kids at? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, let's say it costs you $5 in gas, just hypothetically, right? And then how long are you going to spend there? And then you got to drive back, okay? And the whole point to this is to figure out how many kids can he coach at his price point and make enough money to quit his job. Okay, because that's the first step. If you're still working a 9 to 5 and you're starting a business, you need to know how much money you need to make, how many clients you need to service, so you can leave that 9 to 5 and do what you love to do full time. And the first thing I tell my clients is, okay, how much money you need to make to leave your job, including benefits. Okay, so if you got a good job and you got health insurance, you got dental, you got vision, you got paid sick leave. You need to calculate all those costs in there and into your business. So say you make $60,000 a year at a job, but you got good benefits, you need to count another $10, $15, $20,000, right? So now we're at $80,000. You need your business to bring in $80,000. Let's just round it up to keep it simple. It's to say, I think $60,000 a month is about $55,000. Okay, now we're working with something. So you see where I'm going? Figure out all those details to monetize your idea. And so this coaching thing is just helping little kids become better basketball players. And I know these parents out here, they will pay anybody $100 an hour to spend an hour with their kid so they can dribble better. If they have the money and the resources and they really want their kids to learn that skill, I know, because that is a business idea that's already happening. People are already doing it. And now with COVID, they're not doing it in person. They're doing on-demand videos. And they're still paying $100 a month for access to the on-demand videos. So all he had to do was record the video training, how to dribble, how to defend, how to shoot, keep your elbow straight, your wrist, and all that. I mean, all those fundamentals that they can't get that personal coaching on one-on-one, but there's a demand for people to buy it, set their kid in front of that tablet, and they can, practice along with the video. Okay, and somebody will buy it. That's what I'm talking about. Monetizing your idea. Okay, how you go, all those little details, and those are the things you need to do. Like, I get people who call me and say, I want to start a food truck. Okay, great, but they don't have any of that ready. They have none of their stuff ready. All they know how to do and love to do is, fried chicken. And they make good chicken. Don't get me wrong. Their food truck, it will do well, but they don't know where they're going to get the chicken. They don't know how to get the supplies. They need the container, the fryers, the grease, all the things that go along with that food truck. The cost of the food truck, the cost of customizing the food truck. All right. And they still got to work their day job. Okay. And then they're going to start on the weekends. Here locally, we got this food truck called Seafood Shack. And maybe you guys seen some of my posts when I go there. They got the crab legs and the sausages. Is really good. And they worked all summer. And I hadn't seen them before the summer, but now I just seen their post a couple of days ago, and they were able to buy a retail location, a rental retail location, and now they're going to have, instead of just a weekend business with the food truck in a parking lot, they're going to have a retail location be open every day. So they did some steps. They weren't my clients. I just like their food. So that's, but it was an idea, right? They love seafood, right? Their thing is seafood, and they got some nice sides and a few other dishes. But their crab legs is what their main focus, all right? And so and it wasn't expensive. It's like $15 or so for a plate, and you get like like 4, 5, 6 crab legs and a bunch of fixing. I don't know how much it costs them to create that, but apparently it was enough that they made a profit and were able to secure a retail location, equip that retail location, and open up for business. So those are the things I'm talking about, right? So I have a program coming up probably another 2 months where I'm going to be teaching these type of things. Okay. Monetizing your idea, business essentials 101. I'm not only that, but optimizing your credit for funding. What type of funding should you get? There's so many types of funding out there that you can get. I am the funding coach, and I do have a funding company. So, it's sometimes I have to re-educate people and tell them, I'm not going to just maybe getting one type of funding isn't ideal. But the main thing is, okay, once you get the money, managing the money and utilizing the money so it generates revenue as soon as possible, because you're going to have to start making payments on that money. So that's the things that you got to think through. You got to have a plan. If I get you $100,000, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to manage it? How are you going to make sure? I'll give you this tip. I tell them, if it gets you $100,000, first thing you're going to do is take the first 12 months of those payments, right? And that's going to be like $1,000. So let's say $12,000, right? You still got $88,000. Put that to the side, put it on auto pay, and don't worry about it, right? Now, don't go buy nothing stupid with the rest of this money. Let's strategically use the other $88,000 and get your infrastructure, get your supplies, strategically using it so it can start working for you and generating income as soon as possible. These are the things that you have to do to be a successful entrepreneur, okay? And to get business funding or some of the other type of equipment funding, personal loans, building your credit and your business credit to the point where you're able to get any resource that you need. You have to have all the pieces to the puzzle. You have to have all the pieces to the puzzle so you can be a successful entrepreneur. Okay. Is a good credit necessary to get equipment funding? Not always. Okay, but does it help? It gets you more approvals than denials. Okay, does personal credit help needed to build business credit and utilize business credit? No, but it opens up more doors for other types of funding that you need good personal credit and good business credit to access. Okay, if you don't have both of them, then you're not going to get as many opportunities to grow. And another thing I want to tell people, I've said this, I'm always going to say, there's no shortcuts. You got to put in the work, you got to put in the effort, and there's no end. Okay, it's not like sometimes you get to a point where you can stop. With business credit, particularly, people think once they get a cash card or a department store card, it stops. No, it doesn't stop. It never stops because every new access to a line of credit or funding that you get has the potential to open up your doors to another type of funding. And I use this analogy, Walmart again. They buy everything on credit, and we buy it from them before the invoice is due. So they use our money to pay the bill. That's like mastering business credit right there. Okay. But not only that, they can get anything they want, right? Nobody gonna tell them no. And that's what I'm talking about. Can you walk into a Ford dealership and say, hey, I need 5 vans for my transportation business, and I'm gonna be using my business credit. Okay. Do you know what the requirements are for the business credit to get that? Or walk into Apple and get 20 computers for your sales agents? That's what I'm talking about. You're on your business credit. Okay. Or walk into a bank and say, I need a $500,000 line of credit for my real estate deal. And they say, here you go. That's what I'm talking about. Where all the pieces come into play: personal credit, business financials in order, bank statements in order, tax returns done, all the things, all the keys to the puzzle, and ongoing. And these little things are going to be the difference between you succeeding and keeping your business open for 10, 20 years versus a couple of years and then mismanaging things. It ain't easy, but it's definitely worth it. Okay. So I want to thank you guys for your time. I got a new live coming out from my other channel, Business Funding Now. It's going to called Monday Fun Day. All right, and I'm going to give away funding tips for different types of loans that I provide, and it's just information, educational. I want you guys to know, because this is the thing. We don't know. A lot of us are very good at being entrepreneurs, but we have a lot of missing pieces to the puzzle. And I just want to give you the other pieces to the puzzle. And obviously, if you need my services, you know how to reach me, right? You can book an appointment on any of my websites, davidsthorpe.com. It's down at the bottom of the screen, scrolling by, businessfundingnow.com. And I got a couple other businesses that are coming out. And if you want the TV, check that out too. But yeah, I just want to help as many people as I can succeed. And we got a lot of stuff going on. Wait, I'm about to sign off, and I think I got a couple of comments. Anybody got some questions? What's up, you guys? T. Rob, Ronnie. I wish I had an original idea. I just stay at home, Mom. Now, so many of them. Hey, you don't need to be original idea. Here's the thing. Look at how many fast food chains there is, right? McDonald's, Hardee's, Burger King, Carl's Jr. You got White Castle, you got Crystals. You don't have to have an original idea. You just got to have an idea that something that here's my thing is, what is your passion? What is your purpose? Two different things. Now, if you can get your passion and your purpose lined together and then monetize that, and that could be cooking, that could be babysitting, that could be a daycare, that could be a number of things. That could be Uber, okay, or it could be, say, some type of transportation. There's a million things you can do to make money. All right, online business, being a reseller or a drop shipper or a wholesaler, real estate. Flipping properties. There's a number of different things that you can do, but the key is, are you going to get up every day and do it even when you're not making no money? That's the key. That's the key, right? I'm gonna get up every day and do what I do, right? And sometimes I don't have good months. 2020 was a good year for a while, and then the last couple of months, holidays and COVID on top of that, everything came to a screeching halt. So, but everything's picking back up now, so we're optimistic for the new year. But yeah, I mean, book a consultation. I'll give you 30 minutes of my time and see what we can come up with. Okay, the first one is free. And then after that, we work out, you do a monthly plan or just a la carte plan, coming out with a VIP or a platinum plan. But, we ain't going to talk about that today. Point being is my passion, my purpose is to help as many people become entrepreneurs as I can and become financially free, doing what they love to do. All right. My name is Jeremiah Davis. I'm the funding coach. Peace. I'll catch you next week.